Davidson Museum. Experience a Milwaukee icon. Brought to you by Marquette Athletics Champion Partners, Aurora Sports Health, Pepsi, and Wintrust, Wisconsin's Bank, the official bank of Marquette. Also brought to you by Coors Light. Choose chill. Proud partner of Marquette Athletics. Now, here is your host, Jen Latta.
All right, Mike's up. Go ahead.
And a good evening to everybody. Welcome to Motor Bar and Restaurant at the Harley Davidson Museum here in downtown Milwaukee. A great crowd on hand with us here again tonight. Lane Grindle in for Jen tonight for the Marquette Radio Hour. And we also have Marquette assistant coach Nevada Smith with us as Shaka is on the road recruiting tonight. So Nevada, since the last show, there's been a couple big wins. And now a 5-0 record in the conference for Marquette, and the win over Creighton on Friday, and then, of course, the Tuesday win over Georgetown. Talking about the game that Chase put together. He goes 9 of 10 from the free throw line, 27 points, 6 steals, which you just have come to expect that from him because it feels like he gets his hands on everything defensively. What a performance out of him. A very efficient night as well from Chase.
He was great. I don't know, 6 steals is tough to get, but we expect a lot of him. He's one of the premier defenders in the country. I think he's grown so much as a basketball player on the offensive end.
Like a $100
And go ahead.
Back with you from Motor Bar and Restaurant here at the Harley Davidson Museum for our Marquette Radio Hour, talking Marquette Golden Eagle basketball here with assistant coach Nevada Smith. Hey, fans, we have our friends from Third Space Brewing here tonight as well. So for those of you that are here with us, or maybe some folks that are still on their way here and listening, if you're 21 or older, visit their table. It's near the entrance, and you can grab your free sample of their Marquette Golden Ale. I might grab a sample of that when the show is over. Nevada Smith is joining us here as Marquette sitting at 14-2 overall, 5-0, and atop the Big East. Things going well in all of those ways, but still plenty of season left, obviously, so nobody starts to count that too much yet. A lot of work to do. Where is that at in terms of, you're through the non-conference portion of the schedule. You have your rotations established. You have roles pretty much, etched out now. So, what are the next steps in trying to get this team to continue to improve so they're hitting on all cylinders come March?
We still need to grow. We still have to have a growth mindset every day. Today is a great example. It was a light day, but we got a lot of good work in. Guys got better, did a lot of individual skill. And that's who we are, and that's what we need to do, and we got to keep that mindset no matter where we are in the season. We want to grow more than anyone in the country, and our guys do a great job of focusing on that. Cam Jones said it, coaches said it. The Big East season is 20 games. We just completed one lap. We got 3 to go. We got 5 games in, 15 to go. And we know how hard it is. We know how hard it is to win on the road. We know how hard it is to win at home against good teams. You saw it the other night. So I think our guys are ready. I think making sure that they're continuing with that growth mindset. They're working. They're getting their bodies right to play in these physical wars that we have every night. And also school's getting back ready to start, so they got to make sure they're ready to get in the classroom and do what they do in the classroom as well.
Yeah, how does that change throughout the course of the season? Because it overlaps a pretty lengthy period of time where they're not in the classroom. How does that change, and how do you have to remind them and kind of keep them on task throughout those kind of seasons within the season?
Yeah, I think the beginning of the year, the first semester, they're in a routine.
Yeah.
We don't really change much of the routine. We have a practice time that they get used to. I think this is the best time because we can just be with them a lot more, and we can get on the court with them a lot more at different times. And once the second semester starts, it's good to get them back in a routine, get them moving around, get them in the classroom, take their mind off it a little bit. And this is the best time. It's the hardest time from a class standpoint with the road games, and they do miss some. We have a great academic team that really helped to build relationships, which is what we're all about, and I think we do a great job of taking advantage of what's out there.
Nevada Smith is our guest here from Motor Bar and Restaurant here at the Harley Davidson Museum in downtown Milwaukee. Coach Smith, your emphasis is on the offensive side, and going back to last year, the injury to Tyler wasn't a good thing, so I don't want to spin it as a good thing, but in terms of how it impacted this year's team, because allowed Cam to really develop and play with the ball in his hands more. How did that impact what this year's team looked like because of the development that came from Cam as a result of it?
Well, I think those 6 games really helped Cam. It really gave him confidence that he could play the point full time. He's really good with the ball. We knew he was really good with the ball. He was good with the ball for 2 years prior. So it wasn't a surprise, but it gave him an opportunity to do it, and he understood what was going to be there for him when Tyler left. And he was able to take the passes he made, the plays he made, and really work on it all summer. And you're seeing it now of it almost looks easy. I think we were blessed with Tyler. and we probably took him for granted a little bit in the last year, just what he could do. And I think with Cam, since it's only been 1 year, I think, we really need to just embrace what he's doing because it's really hard, and he makes it look easy sometimes.
I think that's the thing that always stands out.
He's grown into just an incredible leader. The way he can motivate our guys in different ways and know which buttons to push of different guys has just been incredible for a guy who really took a back seat to Oso and Tyler from a leadership standpoint. And now he's really taking the reins, and it's him and Stevie and Jop and Trey and the guys that are really vocal. It's their team.
Having a little more time off this week, basically not playing for a week. What do you do with that time? How do you kind of reset things? Do you get back to basics? You said a little lighter day today that allows you that luxury, right, for a few days?
I think so. I think tomorrow will be more of the same, a lot of skill work, making sure that guys that need a little rest get a little rest. But at the same time, we're trying to grow. And our younger guys need to still get after it every day. And they need to build that violent mentality that our older guys have. And I think they have. But it is a skill that over time you have to keep working at it. So I think different guys will do different things this week. And then once we get to Sunday, it's back to 2 days before, 1 day before, and we get rolling. So it's a good break to get guys a little healthier, to understand what they might need mentally. It's a great time for film. But we're still going to get after it and grow and do what we do and make sure that we're ready to go when the ball goes up on Tuesday.
How do you lean on the veterans to help impress that kind of violent attitude on the younger guys?
Well, I think they see it every day. Anyone that can watch us in the weight room knows what we do. They do a great job of transferring that from the court or from the weight room to the court. And it's more of a mentality and a style of play than anything. And just like if you watch Chase Ross drive to the basket, there's violence involved in that. He's not going in there hoping to get to the paint. He's going in there to make sure he gets in the paint. And that's what we're talking about with the violence. And guys going to the basket, we're going to put a chest on you, and you're going to have to play through a bump. We're not just going to allow you to get to where you want to go. And we've done that since we've been here, and I think the team has embraced it. It's on two ends of our court in the practice gym. It's on both walls. It's an offensive and defensive priority for us. And it's really about just imposing your will on the game.
We are here with Nevada Smith, Marquette assistant basketball coach. It's the Marquette Radio Hour from Motor Barn Restaurant at the Harley Davidson Museum. We've talked a lot about Chase and Cam. Do we appreciate Stevie Mitchell as much as we should?
Probably not. I think the fans do. I think
the fans do. I agree.
I think nationally, I think from the media, no.
Yeah, I don't feel like he gets as much love on that scale as he probably should.
I think you're starting to see the media and the other coaches, opposing coaches, really understand what he does defensively. I think if you don't watch us, if you don't play against us, you don't feel what he can do on the floor. He's going to be a guy when he's not here we really miss. In every single aspect of basketball in the community, he's one of the best people I've ever been around. We went to lunch to Glorioso's yesterday, and people come up to him. He talks to every single person. He's just an incredible guy. He's going to be successful at what he does. We're really going to miss him, but we got him for a couple more months, so we got to make sure we capitalize on that.
Miss him on the floor, but miss the culture that he just brings to the program in general, right?
No question. He's one of one. Coaches said that all the time. He's one of one. Everything he does is about winning. And he'll do anything for you at any time.
What about the synergy of the staff? You look at the staff. There's been continuity with it. Everybody understands, what Coach Smart wants to do, and it feels like everybody's on the same page. Just from 30,000 feet above viewing it, that's the way it comes across.
Yeah, I think we're all in line with what Coach Smart wants. We all have specific roles, specific duties that we take on, and it's all aligned with the one message. And us being together for 4 years now, a couple of us were together at Texas too. The way we know what each other is thinking in the moment. We know how to course correct in the moment, and we know how to make sure Coach feels confident and ready to go after somebody, and that's huge.
I have to think that it just makes everything a little bit more efficient.
No question.
In terms of how it runs.
No question. Even the two latest members of our staff, Devin Mulry was with us at Texas. He worked with DeAndre Haynes at Michigan. He was an easy transition. And CJ Rivers this year has been great, really integrated himself into our staff, has a great role on defense, really does a good job with our guys' player development. So I think we're a pretty easy group to get along with. Maybe we're not, but I think we do a really good job of playing off each other and understanding what we can do to help our guys keep growing every day.
We discussed the conference a little bit. We touched on it in terms of the veterans in the conference and some of the teams in the mix of experience. Just in terms of your overall impression of the conference so far, I know we've talked to Coach Smart about that, but I want to get your take on what you think of this year in the conference and what has stood out to you so far.
I think every game has been close. You're watching a lot of these teams play. We watched Villanova UConn last night. It's a one-possession game. You know, it's a good league. It's a tough league. It's really hard to win on the road. I think, you know, UConn's obviously the class of the league that won the last national championships the last 2 years. I think you're seeing Georgetown. I think you're seeing the Georgetown DePauls really get better, and they're starting to, you know, new coaches are starting to build their culture and what they're going to be in the next, you know, 2-3 years. St. John's is playing at a high level. Villanova's playing great. So I think the league is playing really good basketball right now.
Hey, don't wreck a great time. The Marquette Golden Eagles remind you to drive sober or get pulled over. Visit zeroinwisconsin.gov to learn more. Zero in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. Wisconsin DOT. We're going to have Josh Clark and Caedin Hamilton join us here coming up in a few moments from Motor Bar and Restaurant here at Harley Davidson Museum. We're going to give you a quick break, and then we're going to bring you back a little bit later on. Thank you, Coach.
Sounds good.
You bet. Nevada Smith with us here. Marquette assistant coach with us on the Marquette Radio Hour. We will be back with a couple of Golden Eagles, Caedin Hamilton and Josh Clark, after this. Welcome you back to Motor Bar and Restaurant here at the Harley Davidson Museum. Great crowd here tonight for the Marquette Radio Hour. Lane Grindle in for Jen this week. And tonight's Marquette player interview, I should say interviews tonight, is brought to you by Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank, the official banking partner of Marquette University and home to Marquette checking with free ATMs nationwide. Welcome to the stage with us, Caedin Hamilton and Josh Clark. Hello to both of you.
Hello.
How are we doing?
Good. I'm good.
All right, you had a little lighter practice today, Coach said, so you guys your legs probably appreciate that?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
About an hour.
What is it like when you get a week where there aren't games and you are able to maybe dial in on fundamentals and some of those things, turn it back a little bit to the run up to the season?
It's good. We get to work on like the little details real more, and it's just good for us. It's good.
Yeah, I would say we get to recover and stuff, give a Kenny the trainer, and work on details, like he said.
All right, I want to start with you, Caedin, just in terms of the game of basketball. When did you fall in love with the game? When did you realize this was going to be something I can pursue and play at a very high level?
I think I fell in love with the game when I was like 8 years old. I played on a AAU team called Huskies basketball, and this coach from LA just made me love the game, and it just went on from there.
So you give credit to the coach that you had.
Yeah.
That's
sure.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
What was it about the game specifically that just stood out to you that you loved?
Just making the basket felt really good, so I just wanted to make more, and then I just loved it.
And Josh, for you?
I would say my dad, he introduced to me when I was like 4. That's when I really understood it more. But 4 or 5, yeah, he was my coach for like all my years most of the time. So, yeah.
So, Caedin, you're 6'9".
Yeah.
Josh, you're 7'1".
Yeah.
At what point did you realize, like, I'm gonna be 7 foot? When was that growth spurt?
I would say like coming out of middle school into high school, it really hit me like I was just taller than everybody. I didn't know I was gonna be 7'1", but
How tall were you in 8th grade?
I don't really remember, but I would say like 6'4", maybe 6'5". I don't know.
It was almost a foot ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, 6'4", 6'5" in 8th grade?
Yeah, probably.
That's incredible. So when were you done growing?
I'm not sure. I might be still growing, I don't know. But it's probably chilling out now. So 18. Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. That's really incredible. Marquette, I'll go to you first, Josh. What made you want to come to Marquette? What stood out to you?
I didn't really have many offers coming out of high school or anything, but I got the call from Coach Smart, and when I came my visit, like the culture here was just amazing. Like everything he was showing me how he's going to produce me out of a red shirt, and like how it's like a family. That really just brightened my showed me what I wanted to do. So that's why I chose Marquette. So
you could see a plan for you in terms of what he saw for you in the future, and that anybody that believes in you like that, that's going to get you excited.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Caedin, for you, Marquette, what made Marquette the place?
A similar situation as him. I had not a lot of offers going out of high school, but I got a lot of offers when I went for AAU, but they're all for a class of 2024. So I had to go to the prep year, and I didn't want to do that. So I got the offer from Marquette playing in AAU, and then we talked, and then he said I can redshirt and come early, and then that's why I chose here. And plus the culture and how he is and how he develops players, it's amazing. So that's why I chose here.
And anybody that's had a chance to spend 10 minutes around Coach Smart, I don't think it takes you very long to realize that he plays really well in the living room.
Yeah.
I mean, he makes such a great first impression, and he's the kind of guy that you would gravitate toward. You would want to go be around him more, I would think. And as players, you guys can say the same thing, right?
Yeah.
You could definitely tell he cares for the game a lot. For all I know, that's like all he do with basketball. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
You guys have both talked about the culture.
Yeah.
Obviously, that has stood out to you in your time here already. Who are some of the guys, and we can look at the roster and probably figure out a few of them, but who are some of those guys that really help carry the flag for the culture, if you will, on this team? Who are some of those veterans you guys look to?
Stevie, Cam, Chase, all of them.
Yeah, I'll say mostly all the older guys. A lot of the
Job,
older guys.
Yeah, all the older guys.
Is there a culture about how you practice that those guys really enforce as well? About hey, we're going.
Yeah.
I would say K1. He really serious about it. He makes sure everybody in sync and just staying focused going into practice. Don't matter how long or short it's gonna be. Just be on your game.
How about you two? You guys have to go after each other a little bit in practice once in a while?
Every day, one-on-one.
You have a running tally of who's ahead this week?
I think I'm ahead of him.
I think you're
I think I'm ahead of him. I think I'm up on him.
Yeah.
All right, what do you guys do away from basketball? I mean, it's easy to get consumed by the game, right? School and the game, that takes up a lot of your time, obviously. But everybody needs to have a chance to get away for a second and take a deep breath and maybe exhale. What do you guys like to do to clear your mind a little bit?
The whole team actually started building Legos.
Really?
Yeah, we all started building Legos. Yeah. I got a car. I started building a car. What'd you build?
I just finished my little motorcycle. I got a car and my Thanos hand. Just finished that. But other than Legos, cars is what I like to work on cars and stuff.
You did Thanos' hand? Is that what you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The gauntlet, right? Isn't that what it was called?
Uh-huh.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
Who's the best Lego builder on the team?
I would say either Stevie or Ben. Stevie's got a lot more, but Ben, he did some crazy Pac-Man thing or something.
Like, what's the most advanced thing you've seen somebody build?
Yeah, the Pac-Man thing that Ben built. It works and everything. It's pretty cool.
Like you play the game Pac-Man.
Yeah. Have you guys seen the TV show Lego Wars?
No.
There's like a TV show. I think that's what it's called. And they have contestants. It's a reality TV show. These contestants come on. They claim they're great Lego builders, and they compete against each other.
I gotta
it's
see that.
Phenomenal. It's a really good show, actually.
They might gotta come
But
get me.
we need to recruit them to come and just do a whole competition with just Marquette basketball
yeah.
players.
Yeah, that would
in
be cool.
Milwaukee.
That would be cool.
Most
Yeah.
definitely.
We got to get that done. I'm gonna write an email when the show ends. So.
Sounds good.
Well, guys, I appreciate it. Thanks so much for coming down here. I know you've been working the room and saying hi and taking pictures with so many great fans here tonight, and we appreciate it so much. It's been a lot of fun to catch up for a few minutes.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you.
You got Caedin Hamilton with us here.
Yes, sir.
And Josh Clark as well from Motor Bar and Restaurant here at the Harley Davidson Museum in downtown Milwaukee. Hey, Marquette fans, don't miss your chance to be part of the excitement downtown at Fiserv Forum. Single game tickets for remaining games are on sale now. Secure your tickets today at gomarquette.com/tickets or call 414-288-GOMU. Thanks again to our guests. We will be back with more. Nevada Smith will join me for another segment when we return after this to Motor Bar and Restaurant at the Harley Davidson Museum here on the Marquette Radio Hour. Restaurant here at the Harley-Davidson Museum in downtown Milwaukee. Josh and Caedin taking some pictures. You have to do a wide shot to get those two guys 7'1" and 6'9" in the frame with some of our guests that are here at the Motor Bar and Restaurant here at the Harley-Davidson Museum. Hey, if you are here tonight and in our crowd, or if you're still making your way down here, Third Space Brewing is here tonight as well. So if you're 21 and older, you can visit their table. It's near the entrance when you walk in here, and you can grab your free sample of their Marquette Golden Ale. We are back with Marquette assistant coach Nevada Smith, and had a chance to listen to both Caedin and Josh talk a little bit. Fun guys. And I didn't know they were such great Lego builders, which is I want to go see some of their projects they're working on there. But two guys that have a really bright future in this program.
For sure, and they've done such a really good job. You know, Caedin redshirted last year. Josh is redshirting this year. Caedin's kind of showing him the ropes, what he needs to do. Their game days are really hard when you're a redshirt. Mm-hmm. It's very difficult. You're pushed like a game, and they've both done an incredible job. Caedin, you're starting to see, get his feet wet a little bit, come in, change the game. I thought his best game was against Wisconsin. He was incredible. The Legos, every year our guys dive into something as a team. One year was chess. They got really into poker last year, just amongst themselves, and this year it's Legos. And they spend more time driving around trying to find Legos than anything I've ever seen. But they really enjoy it. It's competitive for them, and I think it's a good way for them to spend their time.
It's funny because I cover the Brewers for my day job throughout the regular season, and there's always something in the clubhouse that they fall into, whether it's Pop-A-Shot one year, crossword puzzles another year. You go back like 8 or 9 years ago, it was Fortnite, right? When that first came out, right? Like there's always something that just collectively everybody kind of gets in tune with and gets behind. Legos is great. I love it. And I want to see some of the things that they're coming up with. What's the best thing you've seen a team come up with that the majority of the team is kind of bought into?
I'll tell you what, when they were in their poker phase, I mean, they were running out of practice to go, and I think they had a good time. Oso was really big into it. But they all do it. It's not like it's 4 of them. It's all 19.
Yeah.
And that's when it's really special, is when they're spending that kind of time with each other off the floor. They just want to be around each other. I had one team when I was coaching in college that really get into Rubik's Cubes, that they would do Rubik's Cubes races all the time. And that was interesting because, we're on 4-hour bus rides, so they could really get a bunch in. But they had standings and leagues. It was nuts.
I'm still trying to solve the Rubik's Cube, so I'm still in that race, but I haven't finished it yet. We laugh about this stuff, but in sports, especially in 2025, we measure everything. Analytics are such a big deal. We try to put a value to everything that happens. And sometimes I still think it's the things we can't put the value to that have as big or a bigger impact than anything when it comes to a team and how they play. Culture matters. Guys wanting to show up and be in the locker room together and be on the floor together matters. And those types of things are the things that really foster that.
Yeah, and I think that's what Coach Smart's all about,
yeah,
is the relationships that these guys build amongst themselves, amongst our staff, amongst the community. And you build them on the floor, but a lot of it is off the court and what they're doing and going to dinners and playing with the Legos and, doing other things around campus that isn't on the practice floor. It's just a special group. It's probably the closest group we've had. Last year was special. This group is closer. And I think they do anything for each other, and I think you see that out there on the floor.
Look, it's easy to overlook the importance of free throws. I know you guys do not, but you go 23 of 27 against Georgetown. And on top of that, you look at Chase, Stevie, and David. They want to combine 20 of 22. Those are things that it's easy to take for granted when you're making your free throws, but when you have one of those games when you're 7 for 15 and a half and you lose by 3, it makes you want to pull your hair out. So the fact that these guys are able to step up and knock down their free throws like that's the difference in a game like that Georgetown game.
It really is, and and we lost our finisher. Tyler finished the games at the free throw line for 3 years. And there was a question of who was going to do it, and I think different guys have stepped up in different games. And the one nice thing is you get to the free throw line, you get a little rest, in-game rest. So I thought we did a nice job of getting there last night. And, you know, we've done more in practice shooting free throws this year than we ever have. We do a drill where everyone shoots 2, and we can't leave the gym until we're over 80% as a group. And some days it's long. You know, some days it takes us a little bit. But you need to put some pressure on them. You know, Stevie going there tomorrow and make 98 out of 100. How much is that helping when the blood's flowing and there's something really on the line? And I think we're trying to create those environments, and you can see we've done a great job so far this year.
That's a good point. I mean, it's one thing to make a layup. It's another thing to make it at game speed. It's the same thing, you know, when you're fatigued at the end of a game and the adrenaline is running, are you able to still stay focused and knock down that free throw? How do you try to create those environments in practice to best replicate those types of things?
I think we do a lot when they're tired. We do a lot with consequence. We do a lot with, you know, trying to get to 80%. That's our goal. So it really helps them. The hardest part in a game is to shoot the first one. You know, you haven't really taken one since warm-ups. It's not a shot you get in the game. So if you can make the first one, I think you're probably going to be pretty good, and our guys have done a really good job.
This team has been really good at taking care of the basketball. There were 8 turnovers in the first half of that Georgetown game. But you came back in the second half and improved quite a bit, almost cut that number in half in the second half. What does it say to you that you can make that adjustment on the fly and they can kind of get things dialed in as you need them to, and you don't have to just go back to that the next day and address it? You can address it in game.
Yeah, I think our guys really just settled in. They were trying to figure it out. We were confused a little bit. We got a little passive. Once we figured it out, we're usually pretty good. You know, we're 3rd in the country in least amount of turnovers.
Yeah.
So we're the only team in the country in the top 10 in taking care of the ball and turning people over. So we need to win that battle. It's a big deal for us. We need to make sure we're getting shots every time we have the ball, and we need to create turnovers to get easy ones for ourselves. So that's a big number for us, both of them, and we got to do a great job. And I thought we did in the second half. Started to understand. Cam has the ball a ton. He's really good with it. You know, Stevie has the ball a lot. He's really good with it. And I think those guys that make the most of our decisions have done a really good job so far this year.
It speaks a lot, too, to your starting 5 that when you're getting your hands on the ball as much and turning people over as much as they are, that's going to lead to a lot of transition, which leads to a lot of getting up and down the floor. And yet those guys have been able to give you a lot of minutes, which is it speaks volumes to, again, go back to culture, competitiveness, but also just being in great game shape and ready to go.
No question. Todd Smith does a great job. Kenny Wilk, our strength and conditioning and training staff, getting these guys in the best condition to go out there and do what they need to do for as long as they need to do it. And, you know, it's a testament to our guys, how hard they play.
Right, absolutely. A little bit of downtime, as we talked about. You don't play again until Tuesday. You'll be at DePaul Tuesday night. And then next weekend, you'll have Xavier coming here. So take me through, I'm sure you haven't dialed too much into game prep yet on DePaul. But again, first-year head coach and Chris, he comes there now and tries to get that thing going at DePaul. And they look improved overall. They're 0-5 in the league. But if you watch them early in the non-con, this looks like a team taking some steps in the right direction. Yeah,
last night they were up double figures with about 5 to go and lost in overtime. And they're different. They're shooting a ton of threes. They're a completely different team than they've been. And they're playing good basketball. They have good wins. They haven't been able to pull one out in the league, but they're much improved. They won 3 games last year. They're way better than they were. It's a tough place to play. It's David Joplin's favorite arena. I think he's 14 for his last 19 from 3 in there. So hopefully that can get him going a little bit. But yeah, we'll get ready for that one. We'll really start ramping up here on Sunday, our normal 2-day before, and get our guys acclimated, familiar with our personnel and what they're doing and what our goals are and what we're trying to accomplish. And our guys do an unbelievable job of taking ownership of the priorities and the details that go into winning.
It's a really fun arena. It's like just a shrunken down, really intimate environment, but really nice as well, and kind of built straight up. It's a fun arena to watch college basketball in.
It is. It's you know, it's packed when we play down there, so that's nice. Yeah. And it feels like a home game sometimes. But it's a fun arena. They do the NBA Combine there. It's really They really do a nice job. It's connected to the hotel. It's perfect setup.
All right, I'm a Brewers broadcaster. You're a Pirates fan. Before I let you go, NL Central, Brewers have had their way the last couple of years. Pirates look like they have some stuff going, though. I'm sure you're pretty fired up.
Fanatic is probably the better way to put it. I don't miss an inning, whether it's in my earbuds or on the TV. So I'm a diehard. It's the only team I root for. It's the only team that I really care about, other than the team I coach. It's been a couple long years. I was at 4 of the last 5 playoff games. I'm hoping to get back there before my kids go to college. It's the goal. We got a great young pitching staff. Hopefully we can hit the ball a little bit and see what happens. It's great that they play the Brewers a bunch of times. I usually try to get over there, 5 or 6 times when they play the Pirates. The Pirates front office actually comes in and plays pickup at Marquette. I get them in there, and it's for me to get information. They can do whatever they want. I'm just trying to get some inside scoop.
It's the first time tonight that you haven't generated applause. You're talking about the Pirates, Brewers fans here. I'm sure they'll give you some token applause for that.
That's all right.
But no, great job tonight. We appreciate it. Thanks so much for coming out and hanging with us, Nevada. And what a start to this year for Marquette. Keep it rolling.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You bet. Nevada Smith with us here, Marquette assistant basketball coach. Give him another round of applause here at the Motor Bar and Restaurant here at the Harley Davidson Museum here tonight. Well, a fun conversation. We're going to take a break and come back and wrap things up right after this. With you from Motor Bar and Restaurant at the Harley-Davidson Museum. Our final segment here tonight from the Motor Bar and Restaurant. Hey, Marquette fans, Buffalo Wild Wings, the official viewing party location for Marquette road games this season. Check out the Golden Eagles watch party schedule at gomarquette.com/BWW. The next watch party is January 14th at the New Berlin Buffalo Wild Wings. Marquette takes on DePaul at 6 p.m. We were just talking to Coach about that a few moments ago. Let's go Sports Bar. As we wrap things up here tonight, I want to say thank you to all of our great guests. Special thank you to Caedin Hamilton and Josh Clark for joining me here tonight. Of course, Marquette assistant coach Nevada Smith for joining me here tonight. And as well, a huge thank you, as always, to the man